Here we see some of what you don't normally hear about the history of science. So science in the killing fields, environmental catastrophe that goes along with scientific invention, right? Um, and, so that you have the expression here of Humpty Dumpty, right? So science is, a much more fragile and much more questionable project than oftentimes that we think, okay? Then it talks about these are major figures in the philosophy of science. So the Vienna Circle will produce Karl Popper and his falsifiability theory, and then Thomas Kuhn, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. That's also another famous text or famous incursion into the philosophy of science. Um, and so gives you this sort of background and all the necessary knowledge that you need to know. Paul Feyerabend, who sees science as an anarchistic enterprise, also another famous philosopher of science. Okay, um, and so basically what they're saying here, right, is science is not this absolute um, transcendent neutral, objective, rational enterprise, right? Uh, Mathematical in its purity, etc., etc. But it is itself a social construction, okay? Um, and objectivity is a construction as well, okay? And so it goes on to go over that. Now, in this part, right, it goes over the feminist criticism of science, right? So, this is a key thing to look at, right? So, feminism finds science a project that is, systematically, not just politically, not just instrumentally, but systematically and philosophically and theoretically, science is a patriarchal enterprise, right? So, science exists at the expense of women, okay, that are constantly marginalized in it. So this is not only within the profession itself, but it's also in how science is conducted and the conclusions that science comes to. Okay, so basically, science is practiced by men for men, and so it produces results and it produces a worldview which are not universal, but are particular to a certain group. And in this sense, in the feminist critique, it's men. Okay, so that's the basic idea.